Then it also had a rallying effect, rally around the flag effect. So the politicians and respectively their political position, despite their differences, came out to what you call defend the country. So this is Shehu Sani, is a former senator, right? I want you to record me among those who completely rejected and condemned any act of Mr. Trump's foreign military aggression against my country. Under any guise or excuse, my country is not and will never be a disgraced country.
So there's no link between this American talk and the failed coup.
No. There's no link, and there's not been any link. Neither has it been raised as an issue from the American side.
No, if America will not raise that.
Not the Nigerian side.
Yeah.
And then one of those who are, being blamed for enforcing Sharia law in Nigeria is actually Rabi Musa Kwankwaso.
The former presidential candidate.
Yeah, and also the former governor, two-term governor of Kano State. They also came to issues on safety. I've noted with increasing concern, heightened pronouncement on Nigeria by President Trump to follow the designation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern. I want to emphasize my country is a sovereign nation whose people face different threats from outlaws across the country. But then the question now is, and then this is the governor from the east, which is the Christian-dominated part of the country. He also came to state emphatically, Christian killing Christian in southeast. So, and that's a fact. The IPOB is mostly a Christian-dominated group. And
I'm worried because all of this mimic very much the period leading to the invasion by Barack Obama of Libya. Colonel Gaddafi, who was at that time on one leg, was making these posts that we are a sovereign country, he will not be able to come to our country. We had all of that, but eventually he did. It also mimics Saddam Hussein and his, I've forgotten his spokesperson's name, very popular guy. The kinds of things they were saying when the threats started coming from George Bush. And eventually one day we woke up and the BBC was broadcasting attack on...
No, the context differ.
On Libya.
In the Libya situation, there was already a civil war, an ongoing civil war.
In Iraq, it wasn't. Iraq was a stable country. Saddam Hussein was in full control.
I'm talking about in Libya, for example, there was an ongoing civil war, and the state has lost, control of certain portion of its territory.
Yeah, that's correct.
In the case of Nigeria, yes,
but in the case of Iraq, Saddam Hussein was in absolute control. He had his government was in place. Threats had started coming. And then he responded this way, and one day we saw the invasion. It destroyed Iraq. It wasn't a good invasion. It didn't look like it's been good for the world. It doesn't look like it's been good for the region, but it did happen.
So now let's look at these two maps and get to understand the frivolity of Mr. Trump's statement. So this is a map that gives a religious division of Nigeria. So at this side are places that you must have 75 to 94% Muslims.
If north, across the north.
Yeah, some part, not the whole part of some part of the north.
All right.
And then,
no, 2/3 of the north from your map. 2/3 of the north.
No, this is the north. This whole place is the north.
Okay, so the north, 2/3 of the north.
So this is the northwest.
Yeah, and this is the northeast.
Yeah,
so all of the northwest, and a significant
portion of the northeast. Yeah.
It's just what's it, Borno,
Gombe, Adamawa, Taraba, Kaduna.
What's the religion here?
So we're going to look at the demography.
Okay.
So at the place you have the deep green is where you have 75 to 95% Muslims. At the portion you have these
the light green.
This one, yeah.
Yeah, gray.
50 to 74 mean there's a substantial Christian minority in these pockets.
Okay, all right.
Right? And then around this part too, here, a place where you have 75 to 83% Christians. And then around this part, where you have 45 to 74% Christians. So you begin to see that beyond the fact they say Muslim, not Christian South, the demography is not linear.
Oh, it's not as simple as that.
As simple as that.
Okay.
There are always pockets of...
Are there Muslims down south? Can I see some of them?
Yeah, so in the southwest there are Muslims.
In Lagos?
Yeah, so Oyo, Oshun, Ekiti, Ogun, Ondo.
There are Muslims there?
Yeah. And especially in Oyo, despite being
But Bola Tinubu himself is Lagos, but he's Muslim.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So Lagos has a substantial Christian population.
Okay.
And Lagos, I think, yeah. But the question of the is, even in this part, Oyo has a Muslim majority to a certain extent. Plurality rather. But it's southwest Nigeria. So it's not about this whole...
Let me ask you something before you come to this map. They talk about the other group of people who are under this religious threats, and they call them moderate Muslims. Who are they?
Well, that is another Western, what do you call it?
Classification. It's not real.
Islam.
There's nothing like moderate Muslim.
We don't have like extremist Islam. In Islam, there's no like extremist, there's no like moderate.
Is moderate not those who don't subscribe to Sharia law?
Every Muslim is supposed to subscribe to Sharia law.
Supposed to, but do they? Is every...
No, but the question is, can you cherry pick what portion of the Bible you want to do?
Okay, so you don't accept the classification
So it's just a
of
neo-colonial
moderate Muslim.
Western. What we know is
right.
that some people might be conservative in their interpretation. Some might be
Radical.
more liberal in their interpretation.
Okay.
And some might also be textualist. They may try to look at it literally. So we have that within Islam itself. We have some kind of issues where there are no consensus. Where opinions differ among the scholars. But we don't believe in the notion of moderate. These are all jargons from academic or Western.
Fair enough. Let's come to this map.
So let's look at this map now. Having established that even here, the South, with Christian majority, which is here, right? He's suffering from violence. But the question is, what type of violence?
The Biafra.
The Biafra violence. And
secessionist.
Yeah. And the Biafra violence is a Christian on Christian-led violence. So where does he put the argument of Trump that Christians have been massacred? Flat.
The Biafra one is well known from the 1970s Biafra war, from the Ojugu contest with Gowon. It's always been known that Biafra had wanted to succeed from Nigeria because the Igbos have felt that they are being undermined one way or the other. They also believe that the coup of 1966 was targeted at them one way or the other. And so because of the lingering of the incomplete Biafra war, where the Nigerian military, indeed led by Obasanjo at that time, he was a colonel, crushed the resistance of Ojugu. And I talk like that because Ghana was a big part of that conversation. The Abri Accord was signed here in Ghana under General Akufu and General Champon to bring peace to Nigeria. So the Biafra war is a lingering conversation. For instance, if you come to Ghanaian politics until recently, the secession of the NLM was a lingering conversation. So that is what will lead people to talk about Biafra and will not consider that as a religious war, but they know straight away that there's a foundations in Biafra, isn't it?
Yeah, but there have been serious crime and atrocity committed by this group because they declared this.
Yes, it's always been.
They declared this Monday sit at home, that nobody should go to work.
Because Biafra wants to succeed.
And then everybody who comes out on Monday
should be killed.
And they kill. They kill. They run rampage.
I see.
And these are
when was the last time that happened in Nigeria?
Oh, I think so far this year we haven't heard much, but so far.
You mean as recent as last year that was happening?
Yeah.
2024?
Obviously. And even early part of this year. So the question now is, that's why the governor, Soludo, that's why he said, Christian killing Christians in the southeast.
Okay.
And then look at another issue. So it conforms to the Igbo special distribution.
Yeah.
And if you look at around where we are talking about, this is also places with huge Christian population. Then let's look at the situation in the northern region. What do you call it? And here, is a place where we know Boko Haram is also very active.
Yeah.
But even within this part, there are what? Some Christian minorities.
Okay, so let's try and wrap up. So there's no peace in Nigeria.
There's no peace in Nigeria. There's violence.
But it doesn't warrant an international invasion by the United States.
At this part is a secessionist revolt. At this part is an Islamist insurgency. In the middle belt is, pastoralist farmer clashes. And it's basically over land, pasture, and water resource. At the northwest is about banditry, kidnapping. And the south and west, we have issues of ritual. So there are killings, and Nigeria is actually bleeding. And irrespective of your faith, everybody is bleeding. So the issue is that if Trump is really interested in helping Nigeria, as he wants us to believe, or as it has been said, then why not work with the government in place? Look at what they lack in terms of military.
He's blaming the government. That's his first point of blame.
And that is why we say for Trump, he's moved more by whims than his wits. His policies has displayed that. He's just, and the reason why the EU might be quiet is that with the issues around Ukraine and the fact that they feel threatened by Russia, and then Trump is holding on the brick one way or the other in terms of making sure Europe carries the weight of defending Ukraine. So they have that issue, so nobody wants to be on his wrong side.
But how come those who support the invasion of Russia against Ukraine are worried that America is going to attack Nigeria? The same thing.
Those who support
Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
So it's about geopolitics, so everybody has to look at where his interest lies.
So it's a conversation is about international politics and interest, isn't it?
An interest.
So you cannot really blame Trump. Because there are those who support Russia to invade Ukraine.
But international law is against what you call it, undermine the sovereignty of countries.
But international law is against Russia.
And
Their
that
fight
is
against
why
Ukraine.
that is why if you want to condemn Russia, which is condemnable in Ukraine, right? We should also condemn America for when it goes excess overboard. But the same people who are shielding America for its, what do you call it, own lack of accountability, want to hold others to account. Which is the problem here. For example,
That's the platform of international politics.
For example,
might is right.
For example,
that's how it's been. The Second World War was about might is right.
And that's
the
why,
First World was about might is right.
And that is why if you look at Trump's policy,
the Falkland Islands and conflict with Britain is about might is right.
That is realism, yeah. But the question is, why did we decide to have international law? Because we've seen the adverse consequence of some of these actions. And so long as we've all agreed to be in a committee of nations, that there will be certain laws that will guide our activities, then definitely we must either strengthen the law and live with it, or we undermine the law and be on our own.
You are not concerned that ECOWAS is quiet?
Yeah, we are getting there. So there are those who still argue about this. So let's talk about the issue of lithium, tantalite, and how it is very precious to what you call it.
The rare earth issues.
The EVs, electric vehicles.
Okay.
So that might also be another concern.
And Nigeria has a lot of that.
A lot of lithium, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, across West Africa, there's the issue of rediscovery.
Yeah.
And then there's another perspective that's also being thrown out there. There are also think that the issue of Nigeria trying to win itself of oil import might also be contributing to this.
Oh yeah, the so-called statements of Aliko Dangote. Yeah.
So Dangote is giving the West a serious headache. They never saw it coming. And then, but as a response, the same Dangote refinery buys crude from US. Yeah. But then in the short term, Dangote refinery is buying crude from US because NNPC is unable to meet Dangote refinery demands on the ground that it has existing contracts. With some of these multinationals.
With the multinationals. So they can't give it to Dangote.
To a certain extent, in the volume that he required to feed the refinery.
Yeah.
So definitely, if
he
that...
has to import crude from all the way in America to refine in Nigeria and send back to Europe or somewhere.
And export back to... He recently exported...
But he can't find crude in Ghana.
Well, I don't know why...
Or perhaps we're also in the same situation. We have pledged the crude elsewhere.
So now, if that be the case, then it's time to be said that after the expiration of some of those contracts, then the refinery might eventually have access. And that also creates, because Nigeria is a very substantial importer of what you call it, petrochemicals.
Yes.
And there's that economic argument. So